moment itself, actually. That's it. It started now.
Okay. Welcome everyone to our JICB Joint Consultative meeting. To start, do you have any apologies?
I have apologies submitted from Councillor Mullen and from Colin Goodall from Unison.
Okay, there's another one, Mark Ferguson from Unison as well.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next item, the agenda, declarations of interest and transparency statements. Councillor Gilmore.
Thanks, convener. Just the usual. I'm a member of Unite Union, but I've applied the test, and I will be remaining in the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor.
Councillor Hughes has put a wee message in the chat, Stephen, and can you see it okay?
Yeah, she's a Unison member, so can we note that, Julie? Thank you. Item 1 on the agenda, health and safety and wellbeing. Is that yourself, Stephen?
It is, yes, Stephen. That's me.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think Emma wants to come into it.
Sorry, Emma?
Sorry, Stephen, I didn't want to, I didn't want to interrupt. It was just to explain Stephen Fanning's not in at the moment. So I've come along with Stephen McCallum today. Stephen's quite new to the organisation. He's covering, he came in and replaced Gareth, who works in the health and safety team that you might be aware of. So we've pulled together the report and update for you today. So we were really just planning just to, I think it's a pretty standard update report. And nothing's very specific to draw to anyone's attention, but happy to take any questions if anybody's got anything for us on that. And Stephen's here from a technical point of view. He'll probably answer the questions if anything comes up.
I'll try my best, Emma. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Emma. Has anyone got any questions on the report?
No.
No, no questions. Okay, moving on to item 2, that's details of grievances.
Thank you, Chair. That's myself.
Okay, thanks, Ruth.
Yep. Item 2 is an update for the board providing an overview of current grievance cases across the services as at the end of May 2026. So just to report, the number is the same as it was at the last board in April. There's 8 cases that are live just now. But as you can see, there's been movement, between the different stages. It's a very small number for the size of our organisation. I think it's 0.08% of the organisation. But as with everything, we would rather it was 0. But we work hand in hand with management, unions and employees to get any concerns that are raised resolved as quickly as possible. So happy to take any questions.
Okay, thank you very much for the report, Ruth. Any questions for Ruth? No, no questions. Moving on to item 3 now is agency workers. Is that yourself again, Ruth?
That's myself as well, again, Chair. Okay. Thank you.
No.
Item 3, as we're familiar with, is an update for the board providing an overview of agency workers being utilised across the services. And this was at the end of April 2026. What we can see is a further decrease since the last board in April, and as has been for kind of several boards now. And we're now sitting at 88 posts that are being covered by 122 agency workers. And that's a decrease of 17 posts that are being covered by them since the last board. Again, a very small percentage of the workforce, but as we always say, the agency workers are only utilised when absolutely necessary for recruiting, short-term cover, specialised roles, etc. So happy to take any questions again.
Okay. I believe there's a question from Councillor Doig.
Hi there, Ruth. I congratulate you on the work that's being done, and it's obviously ongoing, but I do see there's the biggest amount of agency workers are with the IJB. Do you work with a similar person within that NHS board to try and get it down, or Is it just you that does the work for both?
No, we work in all cases, we're working hand in hand with the services. With IJB, Health and Social Care Partnership, that's always been the area that was the highest. And actually their reductions have been the highest over the last few months. So we now have the new chief officer there, Billy, who, since he's come in, he's very, very keen to have a real focus on reductions in agency workers. And as I've said, I think at the last board, what we're finding is we are, with recruitment, we're attracting so many more people to these posts and they're staying in these posts. So we're finding that we're not having to utilise so many agency workers. And as I said before, the numbers look quite high because in Health and Social Care Partnership, there's maybe several to cover one post. But these numbers are going down as well. Sorry, I just realised that Lisa Cameron's here as well from the service that might want to come in and add to that. But there's a huge focus on getting these numbers reduced.
Before Lisa comes in, do we actively try and go to job fairs with maybe apprenticeships or training posts basically in these areas of concern?
Yes, there has been kind of one day events at different venues, but actually I was speaking to my colleague this morning, and there was a big fair yesterday in the lagoon. There was over 900 people at it. A lot of them were school children, but a lot of people off the street had come in as well. So yes, there's a real push for these kind of events to attract people in the community to come and see what we've got available.
That's great news. Thanks. Lisa, you want?
Yeah, Councillor Dunn, just to reassure, a lot of our services in the HSCP are registered services. So if somebody's going to leave, a care worker leaves for another job, the turnaround for them leaving and us doing recruitment and appointing to that post, we still have to provide care during that period. So we will use agency at that point. Our first point of call is always for our own staff. Anybody that's working 37 hours, anybody that's looking for overtime, we absolutely, because we want that continuity of care. But ultimately, as registered services, we have to provide that care. But we have a real focus. We're doing a big recruitment drive, as Ruth identified within that, really to get a permanent staff in to have them working for us. And then the other aspects of going, we're at the universities, we're at the colleges, we're at job fairs and things like that, because there's a lot of people doing social care and nursing. We're putting out a lot of sessional posts if that fits in with people's lifestyle. We're looking at our contracts to try and work more flexibly with people, try and be as competitive as we can be with the private market as well. So we are absolutely doing everything we can, because having people in permanent jobs is absolutely where we want to be.
Thanks. That's encouraging from both of you. Thank you.
Councillor Nicholson.
Thanks very much. It was probably a follow-on question from that one. Do we approach any of the agency workers in terms of being able to work full-time for us or take on permanent contracts? And if we do, is there a financial premium that we need to pay the agencies for doing that? Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Ellie Nicholson. Yes, they are, when you're an agency worker from day one of being in the building, you're able to apply for any roles that are available within the council. And in some cases, it depends on the agency. Some of the agencies will charge, other ones don't. What we find is a lot of the agency workers are actually, because the posts are advertised quite frequently, they're actually quite happy working the way they do as agency. And it helps them, I suppose, keep their hours to whatever they want them to be for other purposes. So they are encouraged when they're in, and they have the right to apply for any roles that come out during that period. It is something that we often look at, but we do find that sometimes they're doing agency because that they like the flexibility of that.
Thanks, that's helpful. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your update, Ruth and Lisa. We've come to the end of the meeting. Julie, when's the date of the next meeting?
Apologies, I should have had it on the agenda. The 10th of September is the next meeting at 3 o'clock on Teams.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Julie.
Thank you.
So I'll see everyone in September, and thank you very much for your attendance today. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Chair.
you. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.